swimwear.
All right.
And we are live on Facebook. Jerry Trafny's in the house.
Yo, 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 yo.
World famous Jerry Trafny from Freebird Auto. We do have a guest tonight. So we did get a little feedback. I kind of shared that with you guys earlier this week. A couple of people that we talked to were talking about maybe a little bit more structure. So we're going to try that tonight. And, you know, we move and grow as we go. So that's what we're going to do. Jerry's definitely going to stay off his phone tonight. That's going to be awesome. So thank you for that, Jerry. Your participation is severely appreciated.
Gotta make a living.
I'm saying. So we'll start with the check-in, man. My name is George Bowman. I work in recovery. I love what I do. We do the podcast stuff. I work and help with as many people who might need it that I'm able to. And we're going to talk about our highs for the week today. So, Jeremy, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Jeremy present. My name is Jeremy. I work in recovery as well, community advocate, as well as prison advocacy and reentry. My highs for the week it happened today. I wish happy birthday by all the leadership team at Red Valley Hospital. That was, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it at all.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, brownies and everything. It was great.
Brownies?
Yeah, brownies, yeah.
They're good for your abs.
They are. And then the other high was just, you know, at work, the support, right? The support that I get from my team members is really good. And just, you know, staying focused, staying on the grind. You know, my lows, it's hard to pick them out right now. It's just, you know, I guess being my biggest critic when I'm trying to get a lot of things done and feeling like I'm not accomplishing something, what can I do, you know, and I start re-strategize, and once I re-strategize and I'm able to, like what we're talking about tonight, which will be resiliency, I'm able to kind of regain that focus and push through my goals.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Jeremy. What about you, Jesse? What's your high for the week?
Well, my name is Jesse Messer. High for the week is definitely getting my younger brother into rehab. It was a prayer answered. As we know, a couple weeks ago he got arrested. This last week my dad decided to bail him out based on the court's recommendation that if he gets out and completes a treatment program, that they will give him deferred jail time and he'll be able to avoid prison. So I'm really excited about that because I really believe that treatment is a better solution than incarceration.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Low for the week, I would definitely say just at times taking myself too seriously. And, you know, but working a program of recovery, I'm able to be aware of it, and I'm able to immediately pivot, change my thought process, go back into gratitude, and focus on the things that are important, like the things I get to do and the things that I have, rather than worrying about what I don't get or when things aren't going my way. I just try to change my mindset, pivot, and everything falls back into place. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pretty awesome, man. Thank you. What about you, Jerry? Jerry Trafny, Freebird Auto.
Yeah, my name's
cars left and right.
Man, my name's Jerry Trafny. I also, as well, have a passion for reentry, getting people on the right path, man. That's why, you know, I started Freebird Auto, going on almost 2.5 years now, just to, man, pretty much just help people get them going. You know what I mean? Get the driver's license for one, get their own insurance, get them going. It's pretty much my form of recovery, man. It helps me just as much as it helps the next guy, so it's working for me. High for the week, man, I was blessed to be able to take my whole team over at Freebird to the Dodgers D-backs game on Friday night. We're going to that on Friday night. It's our first you know, company event, I guess you could say. So pretty stoked about that. Low, man, I was on the yard with this kid named John Briscoe, R.I.P. Johnny. I just found out Monday that he passed away, man, overdose on fentanyl, man. And he was a good kid, you know, we were pretty close. Yeah, he ran a fantasy football league, and I was like, kept trying to get a hold of him for like 2 weeks. John, what's up with the league, man? We got the draft coming up. Finally, one of his partners over in California hit me up and gave me the news, man. It was kind of quite the low, but you know, it's one of the things, man. It's choices, right?
Yeah, it's that, we're one choice away from, some serious consequences if we're not careful, right? Especially with the history we've got, with our propensity to, make bad decisions, that constant work, that constant monitoring. I know for me, I started school again at Rio, and up until, at Rio Salado, and up until, these classes, everything I've done has been in stacks of papers about this big, right? So it's been pretty easy to navigate through. But now it's online. Oh. It's a lot more difficult for me, and I submitted an assignment and I got a 1 out of 25. That kind of.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all. But I couldn't figure out what I did wrong. I submitted a second assignment, didn't know how to do that one. But this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, because you get up a little bit, like 2 hours before, give yourself a little bit of 2 hour head start in the morning, it gives you some time. It gives you some time. Believe it or not, Joseph does. So I was able to work on that this morning and get that squared away. And that was a big win because it was in my head a lot, like I was trying to catch up. I had little red flags telling me I was falling behind. Being able to
Real learn.
Yeah, real learn, baby.
Real learn today.
Yeah, so we got that figured out. My low for the week would probably, I don't know, that's a tough, I had one before we started here, and kind of slipped my mind now.
That's not been too bad.
Yeah, it's not.
No, honestly, I have a good week. I have good times all the way, pretty good. Way more often than I have lows. Oh, you know what my low is? I'm struggling with exercise. I haven't been working out. I'm saying I'm going to eat better. I'm even shopping for food better, but then I'm hitting QT on the way home.
Right.
And I'm not getting the food under control. I'm still drinking Monsters. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. And you know, I got to get better with that. You know, because we talk about discipline and all this other stuff that comes with it. That it's got to be a part of everything. You know, not just some things. So that's my low for the week, man. Struggling with the eating and not exercising as much as I should.
Still
But-
good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Dad bods are in, baby.
That Bod City. But yeah, so it's awesome to have Jerry here tonight. Resilience doesn't just come with substance use and recovery, right? Resilience can be applied across the board to life in general, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship and starting your own company. And Jerry and I were talking before this about when we first, because we kind of got into whether you call it personal development or you call it recovery or whatever label you want to put on it, we kind of started that process almost together. And it started with a podcast called Success After Prison by a guy named Michael Santos. And we started listening to that. We started hearing stories of all these different people that were doing great after prison. There's even an attorney on there that's now
Hardcore closer.
Right.
Santos, did
Ryan's doing it.
he do 26 years?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
I know
26
he
years.
did.
Yeah. So we
Great
listen-
story.
We listen to his podcast. He brings in people from all over the country that have backgrounds like we do, and most of the people that watch and listen. And these people have completely changed their lives. So we started doing that, and we started writing letters to mentors and asking for mentorship. How'd that go?
We couldn't find one, man. I think we stopped counting at like 30. Return to sender. Or you just wouldn't get anything back.
I literally have the letters that say no. I still have my box from prison, and I still have the letters people say.
Where did you finally end up finding one? Where did you finally end up finding one?
Brett Matosian.
Brett Matosian from Reentry by Design. And also,
My guy.
yeah, absolutely, Brett's awesome. I love him. Also, Roy Monroe, who runs Cheers now, he responded too. And he even wrote me and said, hey man, things are gonna start getting busy for me. I got promoted. Letters are gonna slow down. So he gave me a heads up on it. But resilience, we kept writing, right?
Yep.
Brett was probably 31. And that was because of the Inside Out Network.
Yep.
That's how we were able to.
Maddie.
Oh, Maddie from the Inside Out Network. I was just with her the night we went to Barbell Saves. They had to open the new LP. We went and check that out.
My buddy Jack's over there.
Yeah, Jack Vancouver. Yeah, he was talking about you today.
Yeah, he's a wonderful dude.
Yeah, that's all. See, I met with him last Saturday too. We had a little since I'm in the BD field, Joe.
Yeah.
We had a little conversation, it was pretty
It's
cool.
clinical outreach.
Clinical outreach. Yeah.
We're BD, always, shakes me up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's good.
Absolutely, man. So Jerry, how does resilience apply to entrepreneurship?
Man, you gotta get excited when you get told no or you can't do something. I know that, especially coming with a background like ourselves. You're gonna get told no a lot. I never once laid on my rack thinking I was gonna own a car dealership. I told you that. I got 8 or 9 theft and meanses on my record. Went to prison on F2 theft for cars. Like, didn't even think that was a possibility. But
You
no,
get told no?
absolutely. Kind of started back in prison. Got into a little trouble early on in my sentence. Got told I'd never hit a 2-yard. So what did I do? I opened up the books, man. Started real Salado, hit it hard. Ended up getting my associate's degree through there, and then landed on a 2-yard. And got told no. Just trying to get my driver's license. That's how it kind of started too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Man,
Journey.
I was like, what do you mean you gotta wait till we get out to start this process? Like, are you serious? So man, it took me 18 months to actually get my physical copy of my driver's license, man, reinstated. And then me and George kind of took all those L's that we learned throughout the process, put it into a program, man, and I don't know, I think that unit just had at least 150 reinstatements on it.
That's awesome.
So that was another one. You can't do it. Wait till you get out. That's what the CO3 said. Just wait till you get out. No, I ain't gonna do it. So yeah, and then getting out, helping Brett with Reentry by Design, finding guys little rides to and from work. Just a couple little $2,500 beaters, man. They just need to get to work. Found them a couple rides, and in the state of Arizona, you can only have 5. You can only sell 5 cars in a year without having a dealer's license. So I said, go get my dealer's license. Yeah, that didn't work out very good.
Did they frown upon you or car theft?
Yeah, they're like, no.
How many no's did you get?
Oh man, I don't know if it's how many no's or it's just, because it's a self-confidence thing at the point, right? For one thing, it's crazy. Like, you've been out of prison 3 months after doing almost 10 years. There's no way you're gonna get a
For car theft.
for car theft. There's no way you're getting a dealer's license. Hey, I found a way around it, man.
And
Actually,
don't build it.
Sometimes you just gotta go right to the top. Don't take no for an answer. That's just it. Go right to the top. Go to the director. Go to whoever you got to. Tell them your story. Tell them why you're doing it. That's another thing, man. So everybody wants to start a business, right? My little formula is pretty much just 5 things, man. Find a need. Number 1, you gotta have a need or you're not gonna make anything. But more importantly, find that purpose and passion that aligns with that need. If you can do that, man, and it's crazy. I got goosebumps thinking about it just because, not only am I able to help guys with transportation needs coming out, I'm telling you, that helps me just as much as it helps the next guy. Like, I really don't make much. I really don't. I don't need much to live. I'm not buying burritos. Actually, you know what? Freebird's got the burritos.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But no, you don't need much, bro.
I mean, you sold us all 3 of our cars.
I'll
So
tell you.
So yeah, it's just, hey, it's my form of recovery that helps me. I literally had a guy do a backflip off his front tire
I
on
love
a
that
2004 Toyota Camry with paint fade, just not a looker. First time he ever got his driver's license. First time he's ever had insurance. First time he's ever purchased anything on his own. He was 32 years old. That dude's smile coming out of the MVD, doing a backflip off the front tire. That's what it's about, bro. That's why I do what I do.
That's so awesome. And if you ever doubt, Jared and I were having a conversation a few weeks ago, kind of joking around about work. I had taken a job where my values didn't align with the company that I went to's values, and I realized I had to take a step back. He's like, "Yeah, man, you come down here and sell cars." And I'm like, that sounds great, that works for you. I was like, but I can't just sell cars. He's all, "I don't just sell cars. I change lives." So if you ever doubt his passion or his integrity, tell him he just sells cars. I'll let you know real quick what he's doing.
Swung on you?
It was over the phone, thankfully, so.
How many pictures, Jerry, do you have? of individuals getting their first car coming out of incarceration.
So I take a picture. I tried my best to take a picture of everybody. My beautiful fiance Chelsea, she's putting up a collage. She's doing a collage. I think we got enough almost to fill up a whole wall. A couple hundred, 250, 250 I believe we're up to. So.
And when did you get out?
I got out October 1st, 2021.
It was a sad day on the yard for me.
I bet.
Yeah, got that little 30-day bill.
Did you walk them all the way to the front?
Yeah, I believe so. But I know I
That's George. He walked me through the first security gate, through the second. I was like, George, how in the hell do you got these keys, bro?
Did George get your sweaters?
I gave him my undies. You know what I mean?
They were pretty decent boxes. I appreciate that. I still got it.
I think we should touch a little bit too on the grant that Jerry got that helped him open the place. Didn't you deal with the GO program too?
I did not. I wasn't able to.
You went through the GO program, George.
Yep.
You did not.
I did not. I wasn't able to. I don't think they offered. I didn't go to Second Chance coming out.
I don't even think we knew about that resource.
I think the Red program was just kicking off over there on the unit, so it's kind of the same.
It was very cool.
Did you have a mentor?
Yeah, Brett Matosian, man.
Nice.
Brett Matosian. I got out. I had offers for HVAC and, I've done some maintenance and stuff. I didn't take one job. I got out and helped volunteer my time with Brett and Reentry by Design just because it's not that he would ever say, I didn't owe him anything, you know what I mean? But him being the first mentor that actually reached out to us, he completely changed my whole perspective on things. He sent me a couple books. Obstacle is the Way.
Yeah.
Obstacle is the Way. That was one book that, it aligns with what we're talking about. It really does. Start with why. I'm a big why purpose guy. So he was feeding literature in there. He really just completely turned my whole perspective around. And I was doing nothing but helping him out the first 6 months. Like, whatever I could do. And that's how this kind of it happened organically, you know what I mean? I was helping people getting that, you know what I mean? So that's how, it's another entrepreneurship, like, don't force it, you know what I mean? Let it come to you, man. You're gonna find something that really means something to you, and if you can make a little bit of money on top of it, that's a win.
So when you say don't force it, you mean like just sit around and wait till something happens?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you mean by that?
Like, so don't be so caught up in having to start a business because of our background. Because a lot of kids, I talk to a lot of guys, oh, I can't get a job doing this, I can't get a job doing that, I was doing this before, I have to start my own business to make a living. Okay, I get that, you know what I mean? I was like, what do you want to do? I'm probably going to go open like a coffee shop or something. I was like, you like beans? You what I mean? You got some experience? No experience. I was like, you don't got any connects down like Columbia, or you know what I mean?
For coffee.
You ain't got enough for coffee. You ain't got any like networking. What's your plan? And he's like, I don't even really like coffee. I was like, well, you don't like coffee, brother. You're probably most likely not gonna have a successful coffee.
This is an actual story too, isn't it?
Yep.
I remember you when you told me about that. Yeah.
So, yeah, man. So what worked for me, bro, is I felt passionate about getting out, being a part of the reentry community, all the awesome organizations out here. It lights my fire, and to be able to do that and have this whole Freebird Auto just kind of come to me. I mean, like I said, I never once thought it was possible for one. I didn't search for it. I just was doing what I thought I was doing for one, keep me out of prison, keep me sober, all the things that come with transitioning from incarceration. I was just doing it, keep my head up, always keep your eyes up, your ears open, man. You never know. You could be at Circle K, waiting in line. You never know who's in front of you, man. There could be opportunities everywhere.
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
What's been the hardest thing you've had to deal with, had to overcome so far?
Well, I kind of just went through it. Actually getting 100% ownership with my background. So before I was able to, find a business partner that didn't have a background. That's how I kind of got around some things. Now I went in there to buy my business partner out, take it on full blow. This just happened within the last month. And so I had to go take my fingerprint clearance with ADOT. And came back, I had an outstanding F3 warrant from 2013. I was like, bro, I did 9.25, got out, completed probation. You're gonna tell me I have an outstanding warrant? So it was tough, man, going to the Superior Court, knowing that you have an outstanding warrant and walking through those doors, man. That just happened to me 3 weeks ago. It was tough. And then once you get in there, and then when you get the Superior Court, DOC, ADOT, they don't talk to each other. It's like, it makes it impossible. I was bouncing from court to court trying to get this, and like no one knew how to fix it. You know what I mean? So that was probably the toughest, most stressful part of this whole thing was, because I had a deadline from ADOT. Hey, if you don't get this resolved in 30 days, then you're gonna be denied. So like, I got it done on like 28th day, bro. 28th day.
That's so awesome, man. Wow. So awesome. All the way to 30 days. And I'm kind of glad you had to go through that, walking to the court with the warrant thing, because I know the day I walked out of prison, I was approved to go back in, but I had a warrant I had to get taken care of out of Glendale. I just saw that picture too we took outside the courthouse the other day. And I get in the truck, he picks me up, he's like, hey man, I got your phone, here's your phone. I'm like, cool man. I'm like, I got this warrant, bro. And I was like, I need to take care of it. Let's go get something to eat first. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to jail that day. I was like, let me get something in my belly, and then we'll go to court. He's like, nope, I'm going straight to court. We're eating a warrant for lunch. Remember that?
Exactly what I said. We're eating warrants for lunch today, man.
And that's what we went and did. That was only a misdemeanor, and I knew it was a misdemeanor. And that's still a terrible feeling, man. You're trying to get on with your life, and that stuff you have to handle.
Yeah.
You have to handle.
Yeah.
What about you, Jesse? What's your take on resilience?
I can go a lot of different directions with it, but I think, going all the way back to even going all the way back to when I was, addicted on substances. I mean, you would wake up in the day and there was times when I would have nothing, but I would decide I want to get high today. And no matter what, by the end of the day, I would be high. Because I had made my mind up that I was going to do something, and no matter what, I was going to accomplish it. And what I've done and what I've noticed is that taking that same drive from being an addict into real normal life can actually help you excel. Like if I want to get in shape, I go to the gym and I work out a few days a week, and I do it regularly. If I want to lose weight, I eat better, and I do it regularly. If
I feel like you're taking shots at me right now.
I'm not taking shots at you. If I want to learn something, I can choose to educate myself. If I want to build my foundation and my support group, then I got to be willing to reach out to people and build connections, and build friendships. If I want to learn about myself, then I need to ask myself tough questions. When life gets difficult, I need to not self-destruct and sometimes just be able to, let it roll off my back like water off a duck's back, and be willing to just keep pushing. Because so many times in the past when things got difficult, I would just give up. I was the kind of person that would never finish things. I would start something and I would never finish it. And then when I didn't finish it, I would tell everybody else why it wasn't my fault, and then it was their fault that I didn't finish it. And that's how I spent my entire life, a quitter. I never accomplished any of my goals. I never did anything. But when I started actually learning to love myself, when I started actually focusing on personal development, and I started developing healthy habits, and I started adding positive things into my life, whether it was education, whether it was exercise, whether it was a support system, whether it was a program of recovery, whatever that looked like, I started adding these things into my life, and my life got better because of it, And I had to be able to continue to do those things even when life wasn't easy, because it's not easy spending 17 fucking years in prison. It's not, and I didn't have to do it all at once, but that's pretty much my entire adult life.
Absolutely.
It's tough to do anything positive in there. It's hard to be positive. It's hard to think positive.
Especially when negativity is celebrated and violence is celebrated and all the other.
It really is.
Celebrated.
The entire time, 90% of the people that are around you are just pushing that negativity and that same mindset that they're the victim to you, and they make it really hard to be resilient and do the right thing. But when I finally made a decision to start doing things that were going to add value to my life, even though it wasn't necessarily customary in the environment that I was in, and even though it wasn't necessarily popular, I knew in my heart that it was the right thing that I had to do, and when I chose to do it, my life started getting better. And I can look back now and I can see the results, and I can see that it's only starting to pay dividends, but I couldn't see it at the beginning. I just had to trust the process and keep pushing. I think that's a lot of resilience, man. It's just to keep pushing, even when times are tough, even when it's not popular, even when you got people in your life that might not share the same values or beliefs. At the end of the day, I had to get to a point to where I knew in my heart what I wanted. right, and I just started chasing it. And my life started getting better.
Yes. Yes.
Powerful stuff,
Man.
man. Super powerful.
I love you guys, man.
Yeah,
we love
This
you
is
too,
great.
Jerry.
This is
Freebird.
great, man. This is great.
Awesome to be here, man. What about you, Jared?
So some men are measured by their faults, and some are considered better for being a little bad. That's scene 3, scene 1, act 3, scene 1 in Shakespeare's Measure for Measure. And what that tells me is that my ability to recognize failure, right, actually makes me better. And what I mean by that is that my ability to adapt from a place of failure and reconnect with my values helps me overcome these obstacles that are inevitable.
No.
They are inevitable. And I used to run because I didn't want to feel. And because I didn't want to feel, I generated this addiction, right? And just like what Jesse's saying, I don't know if you've ever smoked crack, but it just makes you want more. And so success for me and understanding resilience is the difference between making excuses and executing.
Yep.
Plain and simple. Like I wake up, I execute. When I start to feel like I'm my biggest critic, like I said about the re-strategizing, I mean, it's a subconscious motion, right? And with Jerry's, like, going to school while incarcerated, I leveraged my education, observed my environment, and just broke out. I just said, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm here to do what I can to watch you hug your family at visit a year from now. And he used to say, Jeremy, why do you help the dude on the yard that owes everybody like 80% of the yard to soup? I said, have you ever seen that individual rise above from washing shoes to selling brownies to paying off their dope debts to hugging their family 6 months later in a visitation room? It's heartwarming, man.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
So I couldn't wait to leverage my education, do anything I can to help my incarcerated community, give people like Jesse who were still inside my word that I'm going to get out and this is what I'm going to do. And it was my friend Chip who reached out to me and said, everything that you said you were going to do, you did. And it was the first time that I've ever felt recognized for keeping my freaking word.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's what I get to do today, right?
How do we become the responsible people?
Well, it's real easy.
When the hell did that happen?
Damon John wrote a book. I can't tell you the name of it, but I remember something stood out to me so well. And the people from his neighborhood, like, hey, how did you do it? He's like, I was afforded the same 24 hours in a day that you were. I don't have any excuses. And I used to let my excuses run my life. And when I think about resiliency, and I'll close with this, I have a friend, his name is Greg Minnis. He doesn't mind that I share his anonymity.
I can edit it out.
It's okay. In 2018, we didn't have the CDL program in fruition through Arizona at Work. The grants hadn't gone through. He did 21 years. He had nobody getting out. No one. He came from a box, got out with $11,000 in retention, paid $5,000 to get his license back, paid $4,500 for trucking school. How much does that leave you with nobody after 21 years? Well, a couple grand. I just talked to him yesterday. He's making $160,000 a year, owns a home in Tennessee, trucking.
Nice.
I love that, man.
Amazing.
I
Trucking.
absolutely love that.
Resilience, man. Who you are when you understand what that failure means to you, and you quit making excuses and rise above the ashes and take advantage of the opportunities.
Absolutely. That's something I talk about all the time, every chance I get. Like, even just us four sitting in the room, most of the people that are watching or listening, the men and women that are inside of prisons right now, that are still alive. Like, people don't survive the shit that we survive. They don't do it. They don't make it through. They definitely don't even have the nerve or the audacity to imagine I'm still here and I can get better.
And what are you doing inside? I can look back right now and even say that there is more I could have done with that time.
Absolutely.
There was more I could have done. I could have turned that TV off more. I could have picked up more books. I could have, it's just, I sit here and I look across at Jerry, and I only have a couple stolen cars on my record. There's not a car I didn't steal north of Northern out of any of those apartment complexes. I'm so lucky I never got shot. I mean, I did get shot, but, you know, you mess with somebody's car, man, they're pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Here
awesome.
we are.
The stuff we come back from, the stuff that we get to do. Like when life starts coming, when we start taking life serious, the obstacles, yeah, sometimes it sucks.
Yeah.
But it doesn't suck as much as standing in line to share a needle. It doesn't suck as much as walking around in 110-degree weather trying to steal a car because you got nowhere to go and you got no money in your pocket.
Refuse to walk.
You know what?
That's the stuff that gets us in prison.
What you're saying here too is what you said, that all four of us are here. I think one of the coolest things in my life to recognize today is that I'm not alone and I'm not afraid to ask for help.
Absolutely.
That connection is the ultimate key to building that resilience.
Absolutely.
Our experiences we get to share with our incarcerated brothers and sisters,
That's a question that I
and
ask
the
all the time.
opportunities we get to afford them coming out.
Absolutely. We get to blaze away. Just
We
like
are those dudes in line at
Hey,
Circle
just
K,
gotta
Jerry.
just learn how to fuel yourself. Use these obstacles, use the resilience, use all these no's and can'ts and everything else, and just let it set this fire inside your belly and get it done.
My biggest lesson in resilience, man, was I was on the yard with Jerry. We were going through trials and tribulations trying to get this driver's license class up, and Jerry had made like 33-way phone calls. You know, through somebody while he was on the yard, and we finally got a doctor. He finally got a doctor to agree, or substance use counselor to agree to do the screenings. We finally got a traffic survival school. Do you remember their name?
Brian,
Started with an A, I thought.
yeah.
But they were willing, and they did, traffic survival school for one person at a time, because we couldn't mix with the community. The unit wasn't letting that happen.
So amazing.
And he sat in that classroom for 8 hours and took traffic survival school, and they did it for one person because of the whys aligned, right? They had the same why. That guy had been in some trouble, he'd gotten out of it, he moved forward, he liked the message he had, and he did. They usually get 30 people in the traffic
Man, I
stop.
gotta reach out to that guy. I know his name, and I gotta contact him.
Yeah, we gotta come up with that. I'll definitely say it on the next podcast because, yeah, they did amazing stuff for us. But we got told no, first by the complex ward, or first by the deputy ward actually, and then the complex ward, and then central office, and then like the director of programs, and then everybody finally said yes. We got through it, and I'll never forget it. We had a CO4 named Miss Wild, and she was
Yes.
phenomenal. Tamara Wild.
Yep.
And she comes up to us and she goes, guys, you're not gonna believe this, man. The National Safety Council, they said you guys can't. They're not gonna do it. They're saying no. And I remember that day, when she told us that, I got so excited. I was like, man, how are we gonna get through this? Like, this is gonna be a good one when we get through it. It wasn't, we knew we weren't stuck at no, but we knew it was gonna be a challenge. So instead of looking at it, yeah, we did.
Eric Jorgensen.
Hey, Eric
Shout out to
Jorgensen.
the director of the MVD. Go.
Brett Matosian.
Man, Brett Matosian. Man, we have some good people in our corner, man. That's what it's about. You gotta have solid people, just in life general. If you're gonna do it out here and you're gonna stay sober and out of prison and live your best life, just have the good, solid people around you that want nothing but the best for you.
Absolutely, extremely important.
Shout out to Chelsea, my fiance. Man, she puts up with my shit, but she wants the absolute best for me, bro. I haven't been happy in my life.
That's awesome. I see it too. I see it, and it's awesome to watch. So we're gonna close up here, guys. A couple of quotes on resilience. You got everybody brought a quote, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. We were prepared.
Perfect, good job. especially this.
Don't be judged on my success. Judge me how many times it took me to get up off the ground and do it again.
That's what you want to be judged on?
Yep.
That's awesome, man. Awesome. What about you, Jess?
I got one right here. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. You've been ruminating on that one for a while?
That was just something that stood out to me.
Come to the top of your head. For first thing that came to the top.
Absolutely.
Let me get some paper.
No, I want to touch on this again real quick, man. Those of you guys that are listening to our podcast, if we've been able to spark even just the smallest little inkling of hope in you, please take these words of advice. Add people in your life that are going to add value. The support system is so important. I can call any one of these guys at any time, 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 5 in the morning. It does not matter. And if I'm going through something, they will pick up the phone and they will be there for me. Add people like that in your life, man. People you can be honest with, people you can trust, people that trust you. And that could be the difference of saving your life.
Absolutely.
I really believe that.
Good job, man.
You know, I never forget that, Jesse, when you sat across from me on that bed and you told me when we heard about somebody dying, and you're like, Jeremy, it's a simple fact. Some die so others can live, right? So we want that to be your story. We want you to rise above, engage in those resiliency factors. The quote that I have here in front of me actually just travels back to that measure for measure. It may sound strange, but many champions are made champions by setbacks. It's Bob Richards. You know, one of the greatest podcasts I ever listened to is that one with Kobe Bryant.
Mine was Outlaws Advocates.
Yeah, Outlaws to Advocates. But I will tell you, like, he used to play basketball till 2 in the morning.
Yep.
Because his greatest fear is having that opportunity to make that shot and miss it. So he knew that practice, repetition was the power of retention. That's what you do. If you get used to using that, what you've learned to rise above the situation, you're actually leveraging through education, and it's making your behavior predictable. That's why Jesse can call us at 5 in the morning. Well, not me, but you.
Either way, I know you're up too, because I get those texts at 4:30.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I am up. I'm ready, man.
Absolutely, man. Mornings are great. Mornings are my time. I love it. My quote's from Maya Angelou. It's, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it.
Awesome.
And I think that's pretty powerful. I used to watch this video on resilience, and the guy says, I've been a victim, but I refuse to be a victim. And you kind of said it before about the blame. You know, you blame Jerry or Derek or me or whatever for whatever you had going on at the time. And I used to victimize myself too. It was never my fault. It was always bad luck, or I had this going on. And it was always
Just ignorant to it too.
Yeah. It was,
Running
and I believed it. That's the worst part.
Running blind.
That's the worst part. Is I believe that stuff, and now everything doesn't happen to me; it happens for me, and I get to do amazing stuff every day. And the tough stuff, we were able to change our perspective in prison on that and start getting excited, because anything that's going to be worthwhile, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
You're going to have to push through it. But the one thing that has stood out to me and proved to me to be true over and over and over and over again, just when things get their hardest, right on the other side of that, that's where success is.
There's always sunshine after the rain.
Yeah, it's just barely on the other side of those terrible, uncomfortable moments. It's right there. But you got to figure out a way to push through what that looks like. I hope everybody out there receives a great message from us tonight. If you need to change your life, go to Freebird Auto. You guys can sell cars.
We change lives, baby.
Change lives, man, for the better. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Man, I had a blast, guys. Thank you. Really, this it's helped me, man. This is first time I've been in this kind of environment. We used to listen to him all the time. It's awesome to be a part of it.
You're welcome here anytime.
Thanks for
Jerry,
inviting me.
your message is incredible.
Absolutely.
All of our messages are incredible.
And you got to come on. And you got to come on the #1 podcast in the country.
What?
Number one podcast.
The #1 podcast.
Oh my goodness.
We are going worldwide here soon, but
Freebirdauto.com.
freebirdauto.com. Thank you, everybody, very much. Have a great night.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. All right, put this out for live.